What's going on, guys? It's Damon. I'm back, and breaking news: high school players are no longer allowed to have V's or U's in their crosses. You must now abide by the college rules, so shooters must be 4 inches from the top. You're still allowed to have your high school legal head, but you might as well just switch over to college legal heads, universal spec heads, because eventually NFHS rules are gonna be college rules. I guarantee it. So if you're thinking about switching over to the college legal shooting string configuration, go ahead, do it now, because next spring season 2015, all heads must have shooters that are no lower than 4 inches. A lot of high schools actually did abide by these rules, and now I guess they're opening it. It's now public schools and everything. So I got the rule right here. In addition, any additional strings or laces must be located within 4 inches of the top of the cross. This revision will allow the ball to become dislodged more easily, thus reducing the risk of slashes and cross checks used to dislodge the ball. So I see where they're coming from on that, because I'm a defensive midfielder and I bring the ball up the field. I usually clear the ball on my team. I get slashed a lot and they don't call it, and it's kind of painful. But I have a stick. They'll hit. Of course they'll hit my stick, but truthfully, you don't really need U's in your stick. I have not used a U since I first started playing. I've never used U. 9th grade I had 2 straights on my stick. 10th grade I had 2 straights on my stick, and 11th grade I had 2 straights and a nylon up top. And I'm going in my senior year, I'll probably still be using the same setup. So you don't really need U's in your stick. Most of the time when I string people's sticks, I recommend that they don't use U's unless they absolutely want one. Just because U's, to me, they feel inconsistent. They add this extra dimension to a pocket that allows the ball to grip around the U. And to me, that's just it causes inconsistent whip. Maybe that's just me, but from personal experience, I found myself much more successful using straights. I tried to use. I remember I think it was last summer. I tried to use 2 U's and a nylon, and that didn't work at all for me. The ball was just whipping way too much, and so yeah, they can change the rules on us, but you don't need to use at all. If you want to secure the ball better than what you have been doing, shift your pocket down a little bit so you can see this is a baggy mid. This is what I like. You can see my bottom string is pretty long, so the ball can shift down there for one-handed cradling. This is slightly illegal because I've been messing around with it, but you don't need a U in your pocket. I'll put some clips up on the screen of me using this pocket. I'm getting whacked at, but the ball's not gonna come out. That just comes down to stick skills and your pocket. You don't need U's though. So if you're a guy that, like me, I like mid-low whip, lower pocket, just stick to the lower pocket. You will be fine. You don't need U's. If you're worried about hold, you can string a tight channel. Don't worry about that. If you don't know how to string a tight channel, you have stringers like me, East Coast Dies, throwing a string. There's a whole bunch of guys that are willing to string your sticks for you, or just learn how to string your own stick. Go out, watch East Coast Dies video. He has tons and tons of tutorials on how to string your sticks, and they will help you out for sure. But if you're a guy like me and you like mid whip, just get a mid pocket, nylon at the top, 2 straights. You'll have a fine pocket. You don't need to worry about this stuff. And as far as hold, this thing has a pretty nice channel. I don't have trouble with hold at all on this stick. This channel actually used to be really tight, and I've just broken it in and now it's butter. It's amazing. So, but if you're a guy that, you know, you like insanely high hold, high whip, and you're afraid you're not gonna be able to get that feeling anymore, what I recommend is you tighten the channel by using knots instead of SIs. So you guys, on my stick, and I had a stick with knots. All right, so on my stick, yeah, let's get that focused. All right, on my stick, I use SIs to pull down the mesh, and what this does is keeps the pocket towards the outside of the head. So yeah, the channel is tight as it is, but if I were to switch these SIs with knots, the ball wouldn't come out because the channel would be too tight. Now, on this pocket, I was just messing around with it. It's a piece of used mesh. You can see I used knots instead of SIs. Now what the knot does is keep the mesh towards the inside of the head. You can see there the mesh is towards the inside of the head. If I were to bring another knot down, it'd probably be too tight and the ball wouldn't come out. But if you're a guy that likes high whip, high hold, definitely use knots instead of interlocks or SIs. And for shooters, I recommend you use probably some stack shooter somewhere on there. So 4 inches from the top, that is, okay. So the lowest you're able to get, you're gonna be able to get these shooters is on the 9 diamond row underneath this 10 diamond straight. So for a guy that likes high whip, high hold, all that, you're gonna have a pocket that sits mid-high, mid-high, high-ish up there, tight channel, and shooter on that last 9 diamond row. Probably skip a row, then do a straight, and then stack 2 nylons on top of that, and you'll most likely get the same amount of hold and whip on that. So there's way around this. There are ways around this new rule change. I see what they're trying to do with it, but don't worry guys, you still can play lacrosse. You don't need to worry about hold and whip. So if you like this video, please subscribe. I will be sure to put more and more content out for you guys. Check my website out in the description. Email me for any questions. Thanks for watching.